Welcome back. My name is Amanda. Today we're doing some updates on plants as well as some plant chores along the way, which I'm sure I'll need to do. And that's it, actually. So let's go. So I've said before, I always start off with watering when it comes to plant chores or anything I need to do, just because, it gives them time to dry out. This guy's definitely getting thirsty. I can tell before I even pick up this crusty Hoya that it's thirsty because look how wrinkly its leaves are. Sad. My Cebu looks like it could wait a little longer. Honestly, no, leaves are really curly, but it feels super dry. And you don't always want to let your plants be dying of thirst before you water them. A lot of wasted energy the plant is using to fix itself. This guy, it just needs, I don't know, help. Yeah, so far it's looking like I have a lot to water. Now I know earlier there might be a problem with my rickrack because I saw this. Where is it? Oh no. Honestly, root rot was my initial thought, but it's not coming from the base, at least from what I can see. Maybe I can't quite see it, I'll have to pull it out. But I'm thinking another possibility is my humidifier has been broken for months, and I finally just got a new one barely like a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, I don't know. And it was getting very cold in my plant room. So I'm thinking maybe it started suffering. And looking at this guy, I'm wondering, cause see, look at that. That very easily could have been the issue, that it was getting too cold in here and my plants were not happy. But also, this thing has been having some like do you see that? And right here as well. I've checked this thing a million times because I always think it's a pest related issue, but it's not. And it's hard for me to figure it out just from researching online. So let me know if you know what this is. I have found two things. Either it's some sort of fungal type infection, but I kind of don't think that's the case. I don't know. But then I've also read that this is common. So if it's common, then obviously I don't have anything to worry about, but so I'm just gonna check what else needs watering and get that all situated. Here's something really gross. Look at that. I don't even want to. I don't want to touch it because it's gross. So I'm gonna get all this boring watering done and then I'll be back. So we're back. That took a lot longer than I thought to water everything, but what are you gonna do? So we're gonna take a look at my rickrack and see. Now, I don't really think it's root rot, but you always want to make sure because that could take out this whole plant. I mean, looking at the roots underneath, it totally looks like it's fine. Normally with root rot, you would see it right here and it'd be coming up from the base, but I think it's just rotting from the top again because it got way too cold. Like I said, this is way easier to treat. All you have to do is chop. You want to chop a little bit more than you'd think, just in case. So if we chop, let's say like right underneath it, it's not that bad though because it looks pretty healthy on the inside. So that might be fine. In one of my recent videos, I took a big cutting of my mandula and put it on a moss pole, and this is what was left over. And at the time, I only had this pot, and this pot is definitely too big. And in my experience with my mandula, if it's in a pot that's slightly too big for it, it's gonna struggle. So we're just gonna repot it. Now, normally I wouldn't recommend repotting a plant twice within a short period of time because it's just a lot of shock for the plant. But in this case, it's going to be better in the long run, so I'd rather do it now. Now, this sad boy, I accidentally dropped it actually, and that's probably why these are all coming out, and I just never took the time to fix it. So we're gonna do that now. This neon's like really funky looking, but it has some cute variegation. But yeah, this pot's looking a little crazy, so I'm gonna leave it for a second because I know I have some cuttings I have to go through, and if any of those are ready, I'm gonna add it to this. Okay, so we have some cuttings right here. I honestly don't know why I took so many cuttings. I have a problem. But these are some from my, whoa, what, Snow Queen or Marble? I don't even remember. I need to fill these or change these out anyway, so I am gonna wait to put them back, but clearly none of these are ready. Like they barely have anything on them. So that kind of sucked. Nothing was really ready for me to use, but that's totally okay. Yeah, I think that looks a lot better, honestly. Now, my Hoya. Look at that nastiness over there. So we're gonna kind of take a look, see what's going on. Oh, this is gross. This is not good. Like that's done. Like that's clearly rotting from the base. I also think this isn't too big of a pot, and I definitely want to size this down. I do want to make sure there's nothing rotting down there after seeing that lovely chunk. Here we go. I found the culprit, or maybe part of it. And supposedly, the more you leave your Hoyas root bound, the more likely you are to encounter blooms. I mean, I don't know how true that is, but oh no. This was the piece that was right by that one, or like kind of they were connected and I ripped them apart a little bit like that. Shouldn't happen. Yeah, that's rotting, which is sad, but I think it can be saved. I'm gonna cut a little above it just to be safe, like these leaves. Sorry, dudes. Of course, the sun is like coming in, and I'm trying to kind of place my giant cebu to cover the light, but whatever. So we're gonna go through the rest of the propagations. I have so many of these Anansonii props, and honestly, looking at them makes me want to die. Like, I don't like this plant anymore. So if they're anything close to this, I'm going to get them put in soil and out of my house. And these have been washed, okay? But this guy is clearly rotting. So what we're gonna do is, this leaf's dying off anyway, so I'm just gonna chop right above. Like that, and then it's good. It's so cute. I love this little enjoy. A little bit of nasties on there, but nothing a good rinse won't fix. This water is gross. Don't let your water get like that. And that's honestly not that bad. I've accidentally kept it worse. So totally ready.
So I totally didn't film an outro for part 1 of my chores. So here it is. And I will see you in part 2 when I finally, hopefully, eventually finish my plant chores.